Transfer of learning. When we write lesson plans, we always write the previous knowledge. We know that previous knowledge is very important if we have to teach them something new. Now, this is because all previous knowledge is related, or we try to connect the previous knowledge of the child to the new knowledge. Now, this is nothing but transfer. That is, some amount of previous learning of the child will have some positive impact on the new thing that they have to learn. So, transfer of learning, we can say, is a phenomenon of learning being facilitated in one situation by virtue of common elements, ideals, or generalizations that they have learned in another situation. Now, this is a process wherein human beings' learning is dependent upon prior performance. That is, whatever they have learned before will have an impact on their present learning. Now, this notion was first introduced by Edward Thorndike and Robert S. Woolworth. They explored how individuals would transfer learning in one context to another context. Now, here the similar learning situations are important. It is not any learning that will help them in the other learning, but if there are common elements. So, common elements could be the generalizations, the ideals, the structure of learning, etc. If there are common elements, that can be transferred. So, how human beings can improve their learning in one context, and that could be dependent upon their earlier contextual learning. So, previous task can enhance the present learning. So, this is what transfer is saying. Now, transfer of learning occurs when learning in one context may enhance the learning, but sometimes it may also deter the learning. For example, previous learning will not help the present learning. It may form a barrier. We will see some of the examples later. Now, for us teachers, sometimes this transfer of learning can also become a tricky situation. See, for example, students may do very well when they are doing grammar test. But when they are speaking, they make a lot of grammatical errors. We have observed that. So we wonder why the transfer of learning doesn't take place over there. Similarly, students may do mathematical sums, if they have solved many sums, similar sums, they will do it very well. But when you mix and give the sums, sometimes they will not be able to solve them. So these are certain psychological aspects that as educators we need to look into.